Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Let's dive right into a quick market update. Bitcoin pumping. We have Ethereum quietly doubled its capacity. And then we have Australia. I know out of all places, Australia dropping a digital asset bill that could reshape the global regulation. If everyone starts to do what they're doing, let's dive in. So dive right into it here, taking a look at what's going on here. So we have Bitcoin bouncing, making some headlines here. Bounces to 7-day highs, but Bitcoin can break 95,000 on Thanksgiving. That is the question. Can it break 95 on today? Taking a look here at the charts, we see this pullback here on the daily time frame. If you go to the lower time frames like we did yesterday, inverted head and shoulders, neckline needs to be broken. That neckline just happens to be about $94,000. Okay, so that is what everyone is waiting for, and to see what's going to happen. Would not hold your breath right now. It just seems like everything is going crazy. But traders, I'm sure, did not expect a pre-holiday surge. These multiple green candles, a pullback. A lot of people had bearish sentiments. So historically, the average is like negative 0.8% returns on Thanksgiving. So Bitcoin is now pushing towards this support level or resistance level here, going up towards that 94. We're going to see if it's going to bounce off or break. So analysts are watching for that level. And, we talk about historically, right? This is why this is an example of what we talked about yesterday. Everyone's talking about historically this has happened, but we're not in the same conditions that things used to happen in. So the climate of crypto, the climate of Bitcoin right now, we've never seen before. So expect things that we've never seen before when it comes to historically what happens, with price. So taking a look here, there's a lot of conversation around getting back to 100K, right? Psychologically, people say Bitcoin must reclaim $100,000 to avoid potential breakdown below 80,000. So we have glass nodes, warns Bitcoin still structurally looks fragile, pretty much saying that it's losing momentum, expecting more of a drop. So there's a ton of analysis surrounding Bitcoin, but just keeping it simple, long term, I don't think there's any doubt Bitcoin is a store of value long term. It's just a matter of what people are thinking right now. And these funds that are getting into Bitcoin, these funds that are getting into crypto, they're not used to holding 20% drawdowns, 20% losses. So you're gonna see them exit for a 5-10% loss versus drag it out to potentially 30%. That's something that is just not acceptable with some of these funds, especially when you're used to very low risk assets. But something new like crypto, something new like Bitcoin, it's going to happen. So we'll see how this plays out. Very simple market structure to look at when you look at this TA. Just looking to see how we're going to bounce or break these levels. We'll keep you guys updated on that for sure. So before we move into anything else, we will talk about iTrust Capital, our channel sponsor, pretty much talking about privacy and things that are important. You guys know I don't stamp anything when it comes to not self-custodying. iTrust Capital is that alternative that we have partnered with, but also we given a stamp of approval. So especially with the market pulling back the way it is, moments like this are not for the weak. People finally step back and rethink how they're storing their crypto, because you start seeing people take losses, people get hacked. That happens every time. It's too much leverage, assets sitting on risky exchanges, zero tax planning, no real long-term structure is what people are dealing with. And this is exactly where iTrust Capital steps in. Premium custody account, iTrust Premium Custody Account gives everyone the level of protection you wish normal exchanges offered. Institutional grade security, closed loop custody, no outbound wallet transfers, much safer. Assets held off balance sheet, fully reserved, never lent out, no setup fees, no monthly fees, flat 1% buy and sell fees, and of course, 24/7 access to digital assets and metals. So love that they have a US-based support. So this is the difference between holding crypto and actually protecting it during chaotic markets. You got the crypto IRA. So if you're thinking long-term, most of us in crypto are thinking long-term. So crypto IRA is one of the simplest ways to build crypto exposure without getting destroyed by taxes. A lot of you guys are rolling over 401ks. That doesn't have to be a taxable event with iTrust Capital. So the reason why we've offered this to our family, to our friends who are in traditional IRAs, is because you can roll over that existing IRA and trade 80 plus cryptos, gold and silver. You can do it without triggering any capital gains tax. That's huge. So you can enjoy that tax advantage growth with the same secure custody. So for anyone trying to build wealth over decades, instead of days, you want crypto exposure, but you don't want to get caught up in losing, taking a loss. You need to take a look here at iTrust Capital. So we know, as we've been talking about time and time again, you got privacy coins heating up. You got privacy coins like Zcash, Dash, Midnight, now Starknet are actually gaining traction. iTrust Capital supports those new ones that everyone wants exposure to. So there's always one sector that outperforms during downturns, and right now is privacy. So if you're tired of worrying about exchange risk, take a look at iTrust Capital, our channel partners, the only premium custody place that we co-sign. And give us your thoughts. Our links will be in the description. We believe iTrust Capital gives you that protection that you need, especially those people that are new to crypto. You know, that your mom, your aunt, your grandparents that heard about Bitcoin on TV, watching CNBC, but don't really know how to operate the exchanges, nor do you want them to leave their stuff sitting on an exchange, because we've seen what happens to that, or what potentially could happen. We've seen Celsius, right? We've seen other exchanges just go bust. We've seen other exchanges not give you your withdrawals. iTrust Capital eliminates all that for you with premium custody accounts. So take a look there. Links will be in the description. Now we're going to talk about Ethereum. So Ethereum network doubles capacity. Gas limit raised to 60 million ahead of Fusaka. So what is Fusaka? So Ethereum, diving into this article, we see here that the data tracker gas limit pick showed that November, over 513,000 validators signaled 60 million gas limit. And what we're seeing here is pretty much the community saying that 60 million gas limit is only the beginning. And what they're doing is trying to expand, trying to get better and get more efficient when they continue to scale. Ethereum's still the silver in crypto, right? So, you know, Fusaka is the major upgrade hitting mainnet on December 3rd, right around the corner. Ethereum researchers say that this is only the beginning, because what they're doing is trying to expand capacity. And we look here what Vitalik Buterin saying over here, pretty much highlighting that potential targets for such increases. He's saying calls for contracts with large contract size, some complex arithmetic opcodes, pretty much doing everything they can because they know what's coming. That's what I take. That's what I take from all this. Like, I take that, okay, you guys know the writings on the wall. You know there's going to be a flood of volume, a flood of activity going into the markets as soon as everything turns around, almost immediately. What they're doing is trying to pretty much provide less congestion, because that higher gas limit means more transactions per block, aka, in simple terms, you'll be able to just use Ethereum seamlessly. It won't be any downtime waiting. Like, the higher the gas limit means the more transactions can go through, less congestion, better layer one throughput, pretty much just making it a more effective blockchain, because they're gonna have to. They see the writing on the wall. If this isn't another bull signal, I would actually take this as another bull signal as well. So because they're preparing for what's to come, and you know it's going to get flooded with not only volume, right? Just people with builders coming back, right? And, you know, this upgrade, just another upgrade to help with that throughput that's going to be needed to sustain the network in simple terms. Next up, we have Australia. Guys, I was really bullish about this news. Australia's new digital asset bill seeks to prevent past crypto failures. So what they're doing is they introduced corporations amendment digital asset framework bill. And the goal is to modernize financial systems and prevent collapses like FTX and Celsius. So crypto platforms must hold In Australia, financial services license must meet traditional finance standards for security and transparency. And they're saying that the low risk platforms are exempt. So, pretty much just giving a digital framework for, you have a government that wants to embrace digital finance, and they know that could add up to $24 billion a year. This bill could become the global model for balanced innovation, they're saying, and consumer protection. So that's what we want to see, right? Some type of clarity, aka Clarity Act, right? And Australia is just not waiting for everyone else to do it. They're taking it by the horns and moving forward. So very excited to see that. And they're saying that there's going to be other countries or other continents, other governments that adopt this type of framework. So I think we'll see a lot when we take a look at more digital asset bills come through, because people just want that, that clarity when it comes to what do we do with crypto? How do we look at it? How is it regulated? So with everything going on, we see Bitcoin looks volatile. We see Ethereum quietly upgrading faster. And we have Australia pushing to set the tone for next generation regulation. And to be honest with you, I think this is pretty much lining up for institutional money, network upgrades, and global clarity, all lining up to head for a bullish December. No one's talking about that, but I definitely think the stars are aligning for massive upside in December. Hope you guys got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do. See you soon.